Hey, welcome to an episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. This is a beer that I've had many times. I haven't had it in 6 years, and I haven't reviewed it in 14 years. So, from good old Founders Brewing Company, Breakfast Stout, double chocolate coffee oatmeal stout, roasted coffee, sweet and decadent, and it's 8.3 ABV, 60 IBUs, fairly fresh, bottled just about 3 months ago. All right, so I pour it into the stout glass, and it's got a stout complexion, I would say. It's kind of brown coming out of the bottle, and it's, black once it's in the glass. Gets a big, light brown, it's like the car wash sponge foam head on there. Really good looking beer. Very coffee forward on the nose on this one. It smells like, I guess you could say it's probably smells more like iced coffee or cold brew coffee. I will say, thankfully, it doesn't have like a jalapeno character to it, because I have had this a few times where it's very like peppery, and there is like a kind of chocolate candy essence, just like a general kind of candy smell as far as everything else. I think there's actually a little bit of kind of citrusy hops in here. Maybe even a little piney as well. I don't really pick up the oatmeal, but you never really smell oatmeal. You taste oatmeal, at least, I hope. Let's give this thing a try. Cheers. Yeah, that's interesting. I haven't had this in a while, and this is like one of the originators of, I guess what you could call a pastry stout. Although I'd probably say the Southern Tier Chocolate series or Blackwater series is like the real pastry stout. The oatmeal on this, I think, is mostly for like mouthfeel and like texture, because it is very silky smooth, really smooth, really soft and comfortable in the mouth. And it has a lingering roasty aftertaste, which I will chalk up to both like, just like the solid base stout in there, plus the coffee. The coffee and chocolate, they kind of go hand in hand. They're kind of like on the tongue, like at the same time. So I guess I don't know why they didn't just call it like a mocha stout or oatmeal mocha stout. Is I would say it's like actually one of the few pastry stouts, or in that general ballpark, that's actually more like roasty and bitter than it is sweet. The chocolate on here, it's not like cheap, vending machine milk chocolate candy, but it's also not like super gourmet, 99% cocoa dark chocolate either. It's somewhere in between there. I'd say it's actually probably more towards the dark chocolate side, because that complements the coffee and the roasty malt better. Yeah, so up front, like, and then like underneath it all, you're having the sweetness. I think the sweetness on here is more from the oatmeal and not from the chocolate. And if I really pay attention, I can pick up on like a little bit of like citrusy or piney hops, probably Cascade, which tends to have both characters. It is 60 IBUs, which actually it's kind of surprising. I mean, maybe like, 10, 15 years ago, that was pretty normal, but like people want lower IBUs these days. So, I mean, it's like you have, plenty of IBUs from the hops, but then you have even more bitterness from like the coffee and the actual roasted malt. I will say it's like not acrid, it's not burnt. Yeah, it's a nice balance of flavors. Really comfortable beer too. I will say, I don't know. I mean, well, okay. I was gonna say, is 8.3 really imperial? I mean, maybe not by today's standards, but yeah, I mean, I would say 8.3 is kind of on the lower end of like an imperial stout. So, but you would think like, thick, chewy body on this one. It's really not that thick. I'd probably put it about medium tops. I will say it is, like I said, with the oatmeal, super silky smooth, soft. I don't know if I wouldn't say fluffy, but it's just, so I wouldn't say creamy. It's just really silky smooth, not oily either. Yeah, so I'd tell you it's like probably about medium body and fairly low, maybe moderately low carbonation. Just so smooth. easily drinkable, highly drinkable. I like the lingering coffee aftertaste. It's like both like the taste of coffee and like the roastiness, plus like roasty malt on there. It's actually nice to have a stout that's actually roasty. It seems like so many of the stouts I drink these days aren't actually that roasty. They're more like fruity or like whatever the additive is. I remember when I first had this way back in 2010, I was a little disappointed that it wasn't like a mind blower. But I will say, like, as a critic and, certified beer judge, now, like, I really appreciate it. Like, I don't know if I would go as far as say, I don't think this is quite a 10. But this is really, really good. And it's nice that this is available, like, pretty much everywhere, and it's available year-round. To me, it kind of feels more like a Christmas-type beer, but, yeah, this is great. I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. I'm going to boost my rating. 2010, I gave it an 8. I will give this a 9 now. And like this is what paved the way for KBS and CBS. Without this, there wouldn't be any of those. But I will say, I mean, I usually like KBS better than this, just with the additive of the bourbon barrel character. But otherwise, that coffee and chocolate is a winning combination. All right, so I'm rambling. If you watch all the way in, you're awesome. Thanks for watching. I'll see you for Cider Saturday. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Reviews.
Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.